Gentleman yields back. Chair, and I recognize the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Vindman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have the privilege of being the last, and I congratulate you all on sitting through this long hearing, and thank you for your service. And Fleet Master Chief, I congratulate you on your upcoming retirement. It's great to serve, but it's also great to be retired. So, China, Russia, and North Korea and Iran represent decades-long alignment of leading authoritarian states. They represent really the antithesis of American values and ideals in many ways. Recently, Iran has been weakened in its Middle East conflict with Israel, and Russia in its protracted engagement on Ukraine, so much so that they could not reinforce their bases in Syria and had to mostly withdraw. Admiral Paparo, does this axis of authoritarians demonstrate an increased threat environment inside and outside of Indo-PACOM, including to our homeland?
Congressman, unequivocally, yes.
Does helping Ukraine remain a strong, sovereign, and independent country weaken Russia in this axis?
Sir, Russians' failure and/or Russia's success will have a direct correlation on deterrence in the Pacific, and Russia is a significant threat in the Indo-Pacific.
And I agree, and I think it's the best observable way to weaken Russia rather than trying to entice them with some sort of carrot approach. In fact, this weakening of this access, two members of the access, comes at no cost in American service member lives, although there have been Americans that have gone over and volunteered and tragically lost their lives in Ukraine. But it does come at a cost in material and treasure. And as a 25-year Army vet, that's what I call a good deal. So, Mr. No, unlike the United States, there's no daylight between China's commercial and military sectors. They're one and the same in many ways. You mentioned to my colleagues that you don't look at tariffs. However, because the military and commercial sectors are intertwined, then in your role, and certainly the Secretary must take the impact of tariffs into consideration. I mean, I think back on history and the U.S. oil embargo on Japan and the prelude to World War II and Russia's attack, or Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor. In your assessment, does this constitute a major escalation with China and escalate military tensions?
Congressman, I will talk about what I know and what I've been working on, which is that the department has been moving quickly at the direction of our Secretary of Defense to strengthen our posture, to strengthen our alliances and partnerships with our allies and partners throughout the region, to reestablish deterrence and to deter China. So we've been doing so, and we will continue to do so.
So, I mean, has the department conducted a risk assessment of the administration's tariffs impact on the risk of additional conflict or potential conflict with China? And does the department have will the department do so?
Congressman, I'm not sure if the department has conducted such an assessment. That's something I can take back.
Okay, I encourage you to do so. If we're choking them off economically, and they've already indicated an intent to seize Taiwan, where it seems like we might be further driving them into an aggressive posture against us. So something we should look at, certainly from the department's perspective. Now, looking at the impact of tariffs on our partners, we're asking our partners to raise their spending to 5%. If we're at the same time we're looking at the risk of a global recession and a U.S. recession, what are the chances that they're going to be able to increase their spending in a recessionary environment?
Congressman, Secretary Hegseth has communicated the message not only during his visit to the Indo-Pacific in Japan and the Philippines, but when speaking with counterparts throughout the region, that they need to step up and do more.
And I understand that, but what I'm asking you to do, and you may not be prepared to answer this now, and I don't have much time left, but I encourage you to look at what the imposition of these tariffs does to the request to increase military spending. So thank you, and I yield back.